Hey everyone. So my talk is called How to Play or Stop Acting So Grown Up. And I know that lots of folks here think that playing is a given and it's easy to do, but unfortunately it's not always the case. So I asked the 3- and 4-year-olds that I teach on Saturday mornings for the rules of how to play. And I got scrunched up noses and responses, why you ask me that? You love everyone and I want to be the wizard. Now, 3-year-olds, they know how to play, and we were all 3-year-olds at one time, and we all knew how to play in our own unique way. And we didn't question our desire to be G.I. Joe or Stretch Armstrong, and we all knew that those little tiny shoes that Barbie wore, well, that she could dance in those. And we also all knew that we could fly as long as we had a towel tied around our neck. It was obvious. We learned a lot about the world as we played because it was our job. And it's my job, thankfully, to help children keep that ability to play as they maneuver into adulthood. And it's called creative drama, and it's amazing. And these are all the great things that we get from creative drama or creative play. All the things that we want our children to have, but also all the things that we need to be healthy and successful adults. Everything from empathy, give and take, all that awesome stuff. But what if you're a person who doesn't play with kids because either you don't have any or you don't know any, or maybe you have some or know some, but when you want to play, you still have that nagging voice of your grade 2 teacher or your aunt or that group of kids you played with when you were 8 who told you to act your age, stop being so immature, all those things that quash our ability to play because it's embarrassing and you're causing a scene and you'll never get a job, and we all heard it. And when we hear it, that little 3-year-old or 8-year-old or 12-year-old that love to play, it eventually listened to those people. So tonight we're going to try to find a way to regain that spark, and we're going to play a game, but not one of those kind of games. We're all going to play a game. We're going to play Simon Says. Everyone know Simon Says? Okay, well, we're not going to play Simon Says. We're going to play opposite Simon Says. Everyone know what an opposite is? All right, everyone stand up. So, opposite Simon says, sit down. Awesome. Awesome, that's great. It's opposite Simon Says. So rather than sitting down, you want to stand up. That's right. So now, opposite Simon Says, make yourself as big as you possibly can. You guys are amazing. All right, even bigger. Even bigger. Bigger. Bigger, bigger. That means smaller, bigger, bigger. Okay, opposite Simon Says, stand very, very still. That's right, come on, really, really still. So still I can't even see you move. All right, opposite Simon Says go, which means stop. So now the game's over. Really, it's over, you can sit down. Everything I say now is true. So, why do we play that game? It's a really, really good example of the 4 key things that go into playing. First of all, the familiar. If I had said, we're all going to play Whiz Bang Whoosh Kerplop, half of you would have jumped up, screamed, and ran down Germain Street. You start off with the familiar. You use the figuring things out part of your brain. You're creative. You think on your feet. Well, actually, that's the unfamiliar, the creative part of your brain. You have to use the rational, and then you have to use the irrational. You have to think on your feet. You followed directions, but you also had to disobey authority, which is kind of a scary thing to do. And you were silly, and it was good. To play means you maybe have to be a little bit embarrassed. You might get judged. You're going to stand in a room full of strangers and do something that was a risk, and you all did it, and it was really good. And also, there's no real rules to playing. You have to give up that need to be in control, which is really scary stuff. I gave you a suggestion, but there were so many different ways to do it. There was no right or wrong. When you play, there's no right or wrong. There's no getting out, no score. You don't tell the child what to do. You make a suggestion, and you let them grow that idea. And all of these great things come out of it. No one made fun of you. So the next time you're with a kid who wants to play, make a suggestion with them, and then let that idea grow. The worst that really can happen when you play with a kid is that they'll say you look silly. But to a little kid, that's probably the best compliment you can get as an adult. And if they see you allowing yourself to be silly, then when someone tells them to grow up and stop acting silly, they'll know that that's a really stupid idea. Because the best thing you can be as a grown-up is to be creative, fun, responsible, inspirational to kids. And a big part of that is remembering what it felt like to be 3 when the whole world was your playground. There you go, how to play.